What's up? Morning, guys. It's Monday, so Mondays for me typically means a push day. Either choose between chest or legs, but lately I've been sticking to legs, just kind of get out of the way. But I've noticed over the weekend I tend to eat, a little bit more, so those extra calories I can use to fuel my leg workout. So right now, just really quick, gonna go drink a protein shake with some honey, just to get some carbs and the protein, because it's about like 8 o'clock, and I usually train around 5 or 6 in the morning. I usually train on a fasted state. It's not because I do intermittent fasting or because I'm trying to do a fasted cardio or nothing like that. It's just I don't like to train with food on my stomach. It doesn't sit well on me. So but at least liquids, it'll digest quicker, and I do need some fuel because my next meal probably won't be till like around maybe, I don't know, 10:30 if I'm lucky, depending on how long I take. So I need to at least make sure my body's getting some fuel to be able to function properly and work out. So yeah, so see you guys soon. Alright, guys, so today I decided to change it up a bit since I woke up a little bit later than usual. I'm not used to training this late. To me, any time past 7, 8 o'clock a.m. is already late. I'm used to training very early. So I need to have some sort of fuel in my body, since my next meal technically wasn't until about 11:30. Um, so technically, in order for your body to function properly, you want to make sure you fuel it. So that's why you've heard that phrase that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. In this case, I train first thing in the morning all the time, regardless the time. So I got to make sure that my body's fueled. So I decided to opt in for some whey protein with some honey, just to get those carbs and protein, to have my muscles already saturated and ready to go, and help me endure the heavy lifting leg workout that I'll be undertaking. Also, I will be adding some creatine, as you guys will see in a couple moments, just to make like a muscle, I guess in this case, muscle endurance cocktail. Um, and so pre workout, I mean, could either be, um, actually, speaking of pre workout, I did take my pre workout after this cocktail I drank, and you guys will see that in the next clip. Um, but yeah, as far as creatine, I like to take it before and after my workouts. That just helps me with the stamina, endurance, and explosive energy that I require for just my workouts in general. I just noticed that has reaped me and showed me a lot of benefits. So I will continue to do that. I do highly recommend it, especially if you are trying to increase some muscle size and strength. And also, I suffer from bad knees, some joints. So I take this first form joint mobility to help me out. You know, to protect my joints. I guess you can say that. In other words, so. Okay, so I took my protein shake, and usually I take the first form pre-workout, but I ran out. So I went to vitamin shop, and I got this E-Shock. I got it because it has BCAAs and beta-alanine, some carnosine, creatine, and some tyrosine and taurine, such like that. So it has some ingredients that I always look for when I get a pre-workout. But it'll do me in the meantime while I wait for my first form pre-workout. But so we'll see how that goes. I'm gonna take about 2 scoops of this every time I do legs. I take a little bit extra, maybe 2-3 scoops. I don't guarantee to do that often. You just gotta assess how sensitive you are to caffeine too. But usually 2 will do the work. 3 if I'm really fatigued, really tired, or didn't sleep much. But I got a pretty rested night. So I think 2 to do the work, and then plus I have the honey with the creatine, so should be good. So just gonna drink this, and then I'll head out in a bit. See you guys soon. Alright, guys, so technically all my leg days or any push day, I always start off with calves. As you guys can see, I was not blessed with genetics in my calves, so I find that I have to work 3 times as harder than anyone else out there, I feel. So I target my calves right away to just kind of get my muscles going, get the leg day started, warm up. So as you guys can see, I train calves. I come all the way down and I come all the way up and squeeze. That's a proper way to work the calf as opposed to just jumping it up and down. Also, before I do any type of squat movements, I like to do some air squats. As you guys can see here, I place some plates. Excuse me. That just allows me to come a little bit lower past parallel or 90 degrees. But also I do this movement. As you guys can see, I'm swinging back and forth, side to side, to open up the hips. So this allows the hip flexors and adductors to activate, warm them up, get them ready before I hit the squat rack. I just noticed by doing this increase in my squats and range of motion as well, and I don't feel as tight or tense because like I said, this helps me open up my hips. So every time I do any type of leg workout, I make sure I do some air squats just to get that mind-body connection synced up as well, but most importantly just to open up the hips. That way I avoid injuries in the squat rack. So I do a couple, say about 3 sets of about 10-15 depending on how I feel. And so moving on, again showing another calf clip here. So when I progressively add some weight to it. So as I was mentioning earlier, to properly train the calves, you want to make sure you come all the way down as your heels are about to touch the floor. Kind of hold it there, squeeze, and then come up and squeeze at the top. So that really makes sure you contract the calf muscle as opposed to just I see people in the gym just bounce up and down. It doesn't really target the calf muscle. And besides, the calf muscle is a type of muscle that is always being used because you're always walking on it, so it needs a little extra love in order for it to stimulate, and also it is one of the hardest places to add some muscle sizes. Not all of us are blessed with, unfortunately. Alright, so now we're moving on to leg extensions. So when I train legs, I always do a combination or a superset of leg extension and leg curls. When I do leg extensions, I like to hold it for about a split second and just squeeze it. In this case, I decided to add like a little extra set in there, some partial reps, just to really attack the quadricep muscles. As you guys can see, I don't come all the way down. I just maintain that squeeze right there to really stimulate the teardrop, I guess you can call, on the leg. And this is just another angle or side shot of the leg extension. So I do about 3 sets, maybe 4 depending, and I'm always increasing weight on each set as I progress. And I like to have to do a couple, just hold it in there just to stimulate and really contract the muscles to stimulate the growth on the legs and just to make them stronger. And also, like I mentioned earlier, is I suffer from knee problems. I have some torn meniscuses, and in order to avoid injury, doing moves such as this have helped me reinforce the muscle areas around the joints and the knees especially. So I'll do a couple sets of these, and then I'll just add some partial reps in there just to really fertilize that area of the legs. So yeah, I found this to be very, very effective in my leg day workouts. And moving on to the leg curls. So with the leg curls, we're targeting the hamstrings. So I like to do a superset, maybe in this case triple set, just to attack both the front and the back of the legs. Also, the hamstrings are one of the muscle areas in which I lack, I guess you can say, growth, and it's not well defined as other body parts that I have. So I mean, this is just a little combination I like to start just to really stimulate my adrenaline, my blood, get that pump going, get me ready for the squats. So here's another shot of the leg curls. When I do leg curls, in order to stimulate, I like to hold it on the eccentric part of the workout, just to really just get a little burn and help stimulate the muscles. As you guys will see momentarily, I like to bring it slower and hold it, and then bring it up and just really squeeze it, keep it tight, and contraction of the muscles. So yeah, this is some workouts that I do right before I get ready for the squats. Alright, so moving on to the squats. In my opinion, the best leg workout you can do. Compound lifts for those of you guys out there seeking to gain mass, size, well-rounded physique. You guys need to make sure you guys are doing moves like the squat. Now be careful. Like I've mentioned, I do suffer from knee injuries, but that doesn't stop me from doing the squat. So as you guys can see, I break past parallel. I'm still trying to practice at ass to grass, but you know, I've been getting better progressively, slowly. So I like to hold it, just do like pause reps, just to help me, like I said, open up my hips too. So I always warm up with about 45 plates on each side, just to help me, you know, with my range of motion. And I felt this helps out a lot, as opposed to just going under the bar and just starting to squat right away. It's I don't feel as tight, so I feel a little bit more natural range of motion. And so that's what I do. I'll do about 2 sets of the plate, and then I'll progressively add, and I'll get heavier as I progress. So as you guys can see, I'm wearing some Vibrams. Just shoes. You guys can wear like some Chuck Taylors, anything that just keeps you flat on the ground, just to help you guys stay centered. You know, force stay centered, and it'll help you as far as getting that range of motion, as opposed to wearing you know, like running shoes or shoes with like slightly high heels that can disbalance your force and your strength. So wearing flat shoes will help you stay grounded to the floor, for lack of a bridge. And yeah, so I'll do a couple sets, and just to warm up, I say about 12 reps, give or take. And I always do some pause reps, just to really help me get warmed up for the heavy squats. Alright, so in this set, I decided to increase to 2 plates, or about 225. So on this set, I decided to wear the lifting belt. That just helps me to stay, you know, keep my core tight, keep it all centered. If I don't know, it's a little bit hard to see from this angle, but what I do is I learned this powerlifting trick from powerlifters. Is I exert my stomach, kind of just flex it out, like you got like a beer belly type of thing. You guys can picture that. So what that does, when I come down, it keeps the belt tight, so it'll wrap around your core as far as the front and the back, especially on the lower back, and it keeps me just tight, and it helps me to do like explosive reps to come up and keep everything just centered. Remember, like, you want to keep your lifts as centered as possible. In today's workout, I was playing around with the foot placement and such, and you know, I've noticed that this powerlifting technique has helped me increase the squat weight. So make sure you guys want to shoot out your knees too, and try not to lock in as you come up as much. Make sure to keep the core tight, and I like to kind of kick my elbows back and all my trap muscles, so I can keep bar locked. Just keep it all centered. So in this set, I felt a little better, so I was trying to crank out as many reps as I could. So when I do squats, I shoot for about, I want to say 6 to 8, maybe 10 reps of about, when I go about 225 or more, I'll do about 6 to 8, maybe on good times 10 reps. And lately I've been deciding to challenge myself and increase it to 315. For a guy that's not so much in the heavy lifting or powerlifting background, and for my size and my frame, I think it's a pretty good amount of weight that I can put on my back. So I've been really practicing to increase my strength, and especially on the squats. So as you can see, I'm wearing some knee straps here, just to help me with the weights, I kind of get a mental shock. But unfortunately, I failed in this rep. After this one, sorry, so I kind of struggled on that one, as you can see. But on the second one, I just got a little too confident. I was trying to break past parallel, but yeah, I wasn't ready for that. So I mean, it happened. So I just thought I'd share that with you guys. So it's not always rainbows and butterflies in the gym. So you got to take these failures as lessons to, you know, tweak your mistakes and see what's going on, and then, you know, use those failures as a challenge to overcome and get better. So I tried it again. Of course, I'm not gonna just give up and, you know, hang the towel. So I was just teaching my cousin here that's lifting with me how to properly spot someone. So on this set, I felt better. I just got a little mental mind shock in me, and just crank out some reps. So as you guys can see, I'm right there, right about parallel. So that's what you guys want to hit minimum as far as the squat. And if you guys can break past parallel, just be careful, because then you hit the, you know, the acid grass, or the point of no return, and it can really cause some serious injuries to your knees. So you guys really want to watch out for that. And on the last one, as you guys can see, I struggled for it, but I felt pretty good in this set. So it's been good, been looking good. Okay, so moving on to the stiff leg deadlifts. This is targeting the hamstrings, so just thought I'd bring down the weight a little bit and just focus more on the contraction of the muscles and a little bit on the reps. Usually I do these maybe 4 sets, about 12-15 reps, not so much, just to get a little extra burn on the hamstrings. It just help develop. So I'll do about 3 moves on hamstrings, maybe more, 4, just because, like I said, the hamstrings are one of the areas that I lack some definition and size. And as you guys can see right here, we're doing some single leg curls on this machine, just to really isolate the hamstring. So I'll do again about 3 sets, maybe about 10-12 reps, and just to like I said, just make sure I get that little extra love for the hammies in this case. Alright, so in this set of the stiff leg deadlifts, I decided to increase the weight again. Like I said, just to help bring up that part of my body part which I lack. When I do all my workouts, not only legs, I like to do a lot of supersets. So whether it's targeting certain muscle groups like the hamstrings, or I'll target, you know, like the quads and the hamstrings, I always like to challenge myself and really fatigue the body parts and help to stimulate the strength, endurance, and growth. So I'm always most of the time doing a superset. So that's my type of lifting style. And as you guys can see here, moving on to the weighted lunges. So I just throw about maybe 90 pounds, maybe 110 on my back, and just do some walking lunges. It'll help me also stabilize the core and just get that extra stretch on the quadricep muscles. You guys just want to make sure you guys come all the way down with your knee just about slightly where you're about to hit the floor, and keep your body straight and centered. I see a lot of people do the mistake where they either lean a little bit too forward, or they kind of crunch in. I just want to make sure you guys stay as straight as you guys can because you're doing lunges. This just avoids injuries and make sure it really targets the specific muscle area that you're trying to target. For the ladies, a modified one, just kind of kick your leg back, just really squeeze the glutes, just gives you a little extra burn on the glutes. But in this case, I was running a little bit at a time, so I was just kind of speeding through the lunges. I technically don't like to do that, especially on my leg day, but sometimes life happens, and just kind of gotta get the workouts done so I can move on to the next stage of my day. So from that, I added some leg presses. So there's gonna be a slight modification to the leg press. I'll sit at about 3-4 inches from the bench, as you guys can see here, and I put my feet up towards the sides of the platform. This allows me to bring my legs all the way back. Again, focusing on full range of motion. Maybe won't do as much weight, but I see a lot of people do a lot of knee bends, I guess you can say. So this really helps me target the leg area or the quadricep, and I always, like I said, superset, so throwing some calves in there just for that little extra squeeze and burn. So that's it for the leg day workout, guys. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you guys soon. Alright guys, that's the end of the leg workout right there. Just give you guys some examples. It's a simple leg workout, but focusing more on my weight and form as far as range of motion and such. So right now I gotta go home and watch my kid and eat something, some breakfast. I'm thinking maybe a bunch of egg whites and Pop-Tarts, protein shake again. With some spinach, but we'll see. See what I decide to. Alright, so that's it for today, guys. See you guys next time.